G'day everyone, it's Jay and welcome back to Derriere Farms Look at Silver Run Forest. Today we're taking a look at all things shipping containers. The requirements, how much wood they take, what tree fills them the quickest, and what you need to transport and move them. Now, I've been doing a little bit of experimentation, and let's talk front loaders first. And then we'll actually get into the which trees load the best, and then finally where you take the shipping containers to sell them and how you make money. So, as you can see, I got a couple of different wheel loaders here. Now, these, I selected a range. I even downloaded a few off ModHub. The class Torian 1914 I have, which is base game. I tried the JCB, and for some reason my container bugged out, so I had to reload the game. And then I tried this JCB, and then I tried the New Holland. And let me show you what happens with the three shipping containers, or the three front-end loaders and the shipping container. So let's start up the New Holland. So far, no problem. Oh, here we go. We got to get it a little bit higher. Well, we can keep it right close to the ground. And it's kind of okay. But you can see the back end is really having trouble staying on the ground. And this is with the lightest shipping container. See, I just did a skid steer, or a skid steer type move. Now, I'm just going to put that back down, I'm going to unload, and I'm going to show you the class, which I thought might be a little bit better. Might as well turn the engine off and save the environment. Alright, so here goes the class. So it stays in place, and again, we have a little bit more problem than we had with the JCB. Not by much, but just by a little bit. Now, because I'm lined up, I should be able to get the shipping container on. Am I hitting something? No. Just the way it lines up. And once we zip back, we actually managed to get the smallest one on. I tried the biggest one, and there is no way you can do it with anything but the biggest Volvo wheel loader. Now, the biggest Volvo wheel loader also comes with its own set of pallet forks. Let's go to the pallet forks. We'll go to front loader equipment. Oh, sorry, wheel loader equipment, not front loader. You're not doing this with a front loader, that's for sure. So that was the one we were using on the case. Sorry, not the case, on the class and on the New Holland. This is the one that automatically comes perfectly sized for the shipping containers. If you hit combinate, we'll go the other way around. So that's a pallet fork, the L180H. Let's go to wheel loaders again. And this is why I thought it might work. If we go to combinations, it will show us the L180H. Where is it? There it is. It says it's compatible. Well, if you try and attach this pallet fork with anything but the biggest Volvo wheel loader, it will tell you that it's not compatible. So don't even bother. I'm not going to demonstrate that because that's just going to take up time for something that you can take my word for. So essentially for shipping containers, you need this bad boy and the pallet fork. We've already taken a look at the pallet fork. The wheel loader itself is of course the most expensive, and it will cost you $304,000. Now it is only 7 tons heavier than this one, and yet it will lift both the 20-foot and the 40-foot. I forget what that is in meters. Let's have a quick look and see. Yeah, it'll lift both the 20-foot and the 40-foot shipping containers. So it'll lift both the smallest one and the biggest one. Don't ask me why that 7 tons makes a difference. Maybe it's the way they've got extra the weight balanced further to the back. I don't know. You'd have to ask Volvo. But that's the way it is. Like I said, what's really nice though is once you put it on this flatbed, it just snaps. Alright, give me 1 second because I want to try something else. Alright, that answers this question. So, you need one of the low loaders from the Platinum DLC to actually get it to snap to the flatbed or the low loader. See, it's not snapping. And I can try. Whoa. So that won't work. To get the 40-foot one to fit, you actually have to extend this. And to extend this, once it's attached to the trailer, you just right click and move your mouse and it will extend. It'll make the low loader longer and long enough to fit the 20-foot shipping container. I'm going to take it off and we're going to go from there. Alright, as you can see, this heavy-duty wheel loader has no problems whatsoever. It's a little wonky, but it doesn't really have too many problems with the container. And I'll quickly, since we talked about it, I'll show you as far as this one goes. Right-click. And then move your mouse or whatever your controller is, and it will extend. Oh, come on, I have something on my desk. There we go. And it'll extend that out so it's long enough to fit the 20-foot container. It goes quite far. Now that it's extended, let's try and put this one on and see what happens. Yep, it just snaps into place once it's fully extended, just like the other one is. Note, if you're using super strength, good luck. You actually need the wheel loader to get it off. So, don't think you can use super strength as an easy way around. Taking the shipping container off of the low loader. The only way you're getting it off is either to take it to the sell point or with the big heavy wheel loader. Alright, let's go do a field test, and then we're going to sell 2 shipping containers. And we're going to see how quickly they fill up depending on whether we use a lodgepole pine or whether we use a ponderosa pine. And remember, from the video before, those 2 trees have a difference in value and a difference in size. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Alright, so I've cut down 3 of each, the lodgepole and the ponderosa pine. And the shipping containers there, I've actually found same places you'd find pallets, bales, big bags. You find the shipping containers. We're going to go with the 20 foot because it's 6 meters and that's what I cut the length to. Blizzard Forestry, let's go with 1 red and 1 white so we know the difference between the 2. Now don't worry, when you sell your shipping container full of wood, you get that money back. The $3,000 for the shipping container. In real life, you don't actually buy a shipping container, you rent it. Unless you're a really big company like Hapag-Lloyd or somebody who is into shipping. Alright, these containers are actually auto-load, but we're not going to auto-load them for the purpose of this because I want to see how it works. Press R to open the door. I'm just hoping, okay, good, it didn't start sucking them in. You can, if you're really skilled and you know with your forester, you can actually have it cut the 6 meters and have it drop directly right in front of the door of the shipping container, and it will, as I said, auto load. Alright, so that's 1. Hopefully I cut enough that we have are able to fill a shipping container. If not, it's going to show you the true difference between the 3 trees. In terms of wood volume. Well, actually, let's leave it at 3 trees, and we'll see what the difference is when we pick them up in terms of wood volume. The tips, now, because the tips cut a little bit shorter, I would avoid putting them in shipping containers, and I would use chipping them, because you see the error message we got, it says it's not the ideal length for the shipping container. So these are, what are these? Yeah, 3.6 meters, so they're about half the length of what we need for our shipping containers. I might be able to, by the looks of the way this is filling up, I might be able to fit 1 more tree in there. I might not be able to fit 1 more tree in there. The lodgepole pines, because they have a bigger, thicker tip, you tend not to have to worry about them being wasted space. Okay, let me fill the other one so this video doesn't take too long. And, I mean, we're almost full. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Like I said, I don't want this to be a 45-minute video. Okay, that's done. Turns out it did take all the trees we'd cut down. I didn't cut anything down. There's a little bit of room left in each one, but not enough for another tree. So this one, the red one, was the lodgepole pine, and it's got 20,640 liters in it. This one, which was the ponderosa pine, only has 18,888 liters in it. So, obviously we're paid by the liter, and the red shipping container is going to make the most money. I love the way things, when they did that with the headers for the combines, it made such a difference having things being able to snap into place. I will see you guys up at the selling point. Since we have, well, let's see if it registered. Yeah, we have almost 40,000 liters of lumber. We're at 91% capacity. I'll see you guys up at the selling point. Okay, I'm back. And just because I know there's always somebody that asks what if, rightly so, and I can see the question being, what if you used a 40-foot instead of a 20-foot, or two 20-foot containers? Now, it was almost impossible to get the exact amount of literage into the 40-foot container as it was the 20-foot container. So we ended up with essentially 41.5 versus 39.5, which is 2,000 liters a bit more. At 3,600, that should be... We should end up with $7,000 more from the 40-foot shipping container than we did from the 230-foot. So let's go ahead and see. And as you can see, this has, as I said earlier, no problems carrying those two shipping containers, this large shipping container, whereas the other wheel loaders couldn't even handle it. So we got 139,498. Okay, so let's back this off. I just had to put that down on my spreadsheet, so I could, or on my piece of paper, so that I could remember what the difference is and then do the math. And let's go ahead and see if these auto sell like the other one did. $79 and $74, $79.38, $79.38. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I didn't have time to write down the final number, and I won't have time to see the final number until I got the first number written down. I didn't get the second number written down. So one was 79, and I think the other was 7,000 and some. So there was a difference in price between the two containers, fairly substantial. But if you add up the two shipping containers and say roughly it came to 70,000 and then 79,000 would 149,000. There's about a 10,000. Let's round that down just for a margin of error. So there's a couple of $1,000 extra by using two 20-foot containers than there is by using one 40-foot container. Now that probably also ties into the fact that because again the way, okay, this is my conclusion. When you're cutting at 6 meter lengths, you're getting a lot closer to having that final tip of the tree be around 5 meters instead of 6 meters, or 4.5 instead of 6, so you're not losing that. When you cut the tree down into 12-meter lengths or 20 or 40-foot lengths, I was getting a lot of, this tree was undersized and that reduced its value when you were putting the tips in. So obviously there is a reduction in value because well, while everything else was 12 meters, the final tips that were going in were 8+8-ish meters, 8-9 meters. So that's, I'm guessing, hypothetically, it's the only thing I can think of that would account for the difference in price. So my final conclusions are, you're better off, like I said, to use two 20-foot containers. I'm getting confused between meters and feet here. Being in North America, I'm used to 20-foot and 40-foot shipping containers. So 2 20-foot shipping containers are better than one 40-foot container. You also fill up quite substantially quicker a 20-foot container, or even a 40-foot container for that matter, using lodgepole pine than you do ponderosa pine. And that ties in with our video from the other day about what's your ideal cut length and what tree makes you the most money. So in the long run, again, this backs up the idea that the lodgepole pine makes the most money because it fills your shipping container the quickest, it has the least amount of waste on the tip, and it's the obvious tree to go for. So again, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more coverage of Silver Run Forest or Farming Simulator in general when future content comes out. Thank you and take care, Jay. One final thought. For those that are on PC, the Lumberjack mod has been updated. I will be doing a video on that. Some of the features are very handy. Alright, I will talk to you later.